Why, hello, hello, and welcome back to the City of Mist. We are post unintentional, unwanted combat with George Gim, but things seem to be mostly resolved, and we shall meet with our investigators now. Oh, hi, I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, as discussed, everyone is in pain, except for Roxanne. Forgot about that. You were driven.
I'm turbo whack.
Indeed. So I will take everyone's.
I'm in emotional pain.
Indeed.
It's called trauma, Roxanne.
Shush.
Wow, I don't know why I checked Bacon to see what his health is at. I think he's doing okay.
He ran in there to save us last minute.
All right.
The tiger got him.
Free food. Alrighty. So I reduced everyone's harm by 1. So realistically, only Moira, Radiah, and Xander are actually harmed. This is immediately post-combat with George. We've kind of decided-ish what we want to do. Of course, we're taking downtime to rest. We basically ended last session with said downtime and sleeping. So, Radiah, who's the one person that you would have tried to help before the day runs through?
Probably as you suggested. Myra seems to be super whacked around. She needs a little extra pamper healing.
Indeed. So go ahead and roll me change the game with all your healing potions that we've reorganized, and we'll hear her for that much.
Do I use them all, or...?
As many healing tokens as you got.
That's everybody. Okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Excellent. 3 juice would mean it's reduced by 3. Meaning, after 1 day of normal downtime, Moira will be perfectly fine. Fantastic roll there, Radiah.
I definitely need that. That's for goddamn sure.
Indeed. So what did you cook up for her, Radiah?
Specially healing-infused comfort food.
It's got a mystery meat
ointment.
in it.
No, I wouldn't call it mystery meat. Just some healthy herbs.
Okay.
A nice, calming chamomile
They're a mystery
tea.
to me. How about that?
Okay.
All right, perfect. Well, you are feeling substantially better.
But with chamomile tea, ooh.
I'm sorry, do you have a thing for chamomile tea?
It's relaxing.
Is it gonna make my concussion better?
Obviously, Radiah made it.
I only believe that because it's Radiah.
Otherwise, it's like crystal healing.
Yeah. As Moira is a martial artist, I think she's dealt with concussions before.
1 or 2, I would say, yeah. But you are definitely feeling much better, Moira. Post-combat and such. You guys, of course, already have George's number, so you guys disperse into the night. He is technically still on vacation, which is most likely going to be extended now. But, as discussed, he will lie low until the moment, as not to spoil anything. Other than that, for what you guys want to look into, the ball is in your court. I did let you know, Roxanne, that you're going to receive a text, but whatever you want to do first, you may.
The day after, I'm going to text Moira. And I'm going to ask you if you can do one of your ICW provisions at the train tracks again to help me give a good idea of...
When I have literal head trauma?
Yes. I want to know more about Aaron Albright so that I can rouse bits and pieces of his shadow to use him against Daddy.
Yeah, don't call him that. He's a terrible father. Is he he's pretty hell-bent on this. Maybe he is a good dad. Maybe he is a good dad, you know?
No, not now. He could have been a good one, but not now.
I mean, if you had the option to seek revenge for your child's death, would you do it?
Yes, but he's doing stuff that's messing with the entire city.
That's so valid. Yeah, I'll absolutely do that, though. Can I get a to-go cup from Radiah before we head out there?
Hands her a to-go thermos.
Perfect.
Ooh.
A thermos! It's reusable. We love to be environmentally friendly.
Definitely has a logo, right?
It has a logo, and it'll keep it warm.
Is it magically kept warm, or is it just really good thermos?
This one's just a really good thermos, but you have me ideas. I can tinker, maybe.
I think that'd be pretty cool. Or you could have your dragon, breathe some hot air on it.
I mean, we got that coffee mug that stays warm via the USB drive. That's cool and all, but we could get an actual literal dragon and Radiah to cast magic on a coffee cup. That's infinitely cooler.
Oh my god, how cool. What a product that would be.
Nobody would know how it works, except for those who are in the know of the secret knows. That sounds horrible.
The Order of the Secret Nose. I like it. Alrighty, with your to-go thermos, Moira, you receive a text by Roxanne. You agree to meet, and two of you can basically spend today checking this general location out. So precisely what you wanted, Roxanne, is you want Moira basically to try to not just see what happened here, but because this was his last moments, channel something maybe further and see more about him.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, as mentioned before, Caro Crossing is not a very frequently used train track. Everything has been cleaned up here, so no one would be any wiser that anything had occurred in this exact spot on that day. But Moira, you can very much feel memories here. They're quite strong.
Actually, I have a question.
I have an answer.
If I'm doing this to learn more about the kid, I could go to his school or his home, can't I?
Yes.
Is the best place access the train tracks?
So, since we're already here, we can just say this. The two of you can spend today going to locations that you know Aaron went to, and in each of those locations we can do this, but we will only roll one time.
Okie dokes.
Just because what we're doing is pretty big. So we'll say we go from location to location. Maybe you swing by his house. It is not for sale, but it's, of course, completely empty, vacant. His school, classes, as close as we can get without being too weird, of course. Maybe we look around to see locations that he frequented a bit. And we end up here at Caro Crossing. So, Moira, along the way, you have felt memories from both he and his father. Many, many memories. Regarding this, though, go ahead and roll me a change the game using any of your tags that allow you to see effectively, memories or into the past, future, things of that nature.
Is self-fulfilling prophecy unburned?
I will unburn it. Yes. And then we'll say you don't heal one today, but that's fine because you heal one tomorrow. Not a big deal. Essentially, it's one or the other, but you're doing really well. And then for negatives, did you use disturbing imagery? You did.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't say anything. All right, go ahead and mark experience for Mothman prophecies.
Woohoo.
And with this, we can most assuredly create an extra little bonus tag for you, Roxanne. So I'll give you a +1 to your roll after, Roxanne. You do your thing, or you can just click the negative tag on Jasper and make sure it's a positive and not a negative, then I'll give you a +1. So for you, you're trying to effectively see what you can about him, right?
Yeah.
I'll have you roll investigate then, Roxanne, since that is what you're doing. You're investigating this kid's life. You're trying to see what you can about him.
Okay. Am I rolling now?
Yes. None of your negative tags will apply to this.
All right, well, I'm going to use, can I use mystery media because we've been researching?
Yes. I almost heard mystery meat and it went, excuse me?
I think that's the only tag that works.
All right, you got that extra +1, so add to that and throw the dice. With a mixed success, you will indeed see the same vision that Moira does. You get 2 clues, and this will allow you effectively to see Aaron better for who he was, not just this last second memory. Looking into all this, though, other memories indeed bleed into this moment. It is not just from Aaron, but it is also from Reginald himself. And you see that while Reginald was indeed a very busy person, he and his son, I don't know why hanging out sounds weird, but yes, they very much hung out at home. He went to go see Aaron at school from time to time, extracurricular activities and all that, not sports, but other things. And while he wasn't a very, loud parent, the soccer moms that are screaming, he was attentive, or as attentive as he could have been. You see past this event, effectively into the now, that this accident ruled out was, of course, no accident. We know this. You can see that when Reginald looked into this, he hit too many dead ends, too many officers and investigators were not willing to work with him. He even hired private investigators and they turn tail and run, which was incredibly confusing to him. He's not an investigator. He's not like you people. He doesn't have all these crazy weird powers. He can't do these absurd things that you can. But of course, he continued to look in. And as that fades, you can see more about Aaron. I mentioned before that he had other wounds on his body, such as cuts, bruises, and none of these were in line with the train, of course. They were something from the past, but very much something Aaron kept to himself. He tried to stay positive around his father, maybe as not to burden him, as his father was indeed incredibly busy. Maybe he thought it wasn't so bad, it'll stop at some point. But unfortunately, we now see the end point of this, where everything finalized. But you do indeed learn more about him, Roxanne. You can see who he is as a person. He was a sweet kid. He did have friends. He was not a loner. But as these kids bothered him more and more, his friends, essentially against their will, at least during school, stayed away from him, as their wrath was not focused. It was to anyone around him. They liked to throw their weight around. We kind of already saw what kind of people they were. They were shit. Are shit. Both of them are still alive, along with the other kids. Aaron, of course, did not deserve this, and you see the boy now, as he was, Roxanne, before the accident. And this shadow looks to you, and he smiles. And you can feel it's not perfect, but there's now a piece of Aaron Albright with you. You're not sure how permanent it will be. You can most likely summon this visage a few times, but for now, he is by your side.
I'm gonna give him
lie.
a big hug.
Pretty evil.
What's evil?
Using his son against him like this.
That's actually why I AFK'd last week to talk with the DM.
Actually, I think that it's probably one of the better ideas you've had, for sure. Really, it's one of the better ideas that we all have had. But that is pretty evil. I never even considered the idea that maybe like an echo of his spirit could be acquired.
I mean, I thought of it because that's how my power works, so
I guess my only question is, why didn't you think of it sooner?
I'm not that smart.
Okay, well, we're not going to get down on the self-deprecation today, so try again.
Hold on, so you're saying one of your shadows is now the kid?
Yeah.
Not a permanent one.
This one I technically created.
For you, Roxanne, for a moment, you see all this, Moira, and while it is traumatizing is not the proper word, we kind of already know all this, and fortunately we're not seeing the aftermath of all this pain. We're seeing the kid's life with his father, so it's mostly positive memories from what we can say.
How much of Mr. Albright do we see there?
A fair amount, actually.
What is he like?
Do you mean as a father, or?
Yeah, like, does he, like, how changed does he seem from what we know?
As mentioned before,
now,
he was definitely attentive of his son, but I'm trying to find a way to phrase this so that he's not faulted for this, primarily because when people keep things close to their chest, it doesn't matter how close you are to them, you're not going to see it.
Right.
He obviously didn't see a lot of what his son was attempting to hide, mainly because his son was very obviously attempting to hide this, and he wasn't the most attentive parent. There's no mother in the picture. It is just him.
I mean, sometimes kids are good at hiding things, though.
Yes, and he seemed genuinely happy with his father. In terms of change, though, his personality seems, it's just snippets, but mostly the same. More driven, more, this is what I want and this is what I am doing. He was always very prim and proper in the way that he spoke and presented himself. After you hug this boy, though, Roxanne, he does indeed hug you back. And Moira, you see just beyond Roxanne, for the briefest of moments while you're kind of thinking about this and delving through memory, you see a pair of eyes watching. They don't look angry. They're inquisitive. It's difficult to place them, but you very much feel as if these eyes are Reginald. You don't think these are actually Reginald's eyes, though. In the now, he's not physically watching you. It's maybe a memory or something along those lines. But after a moment of him gazing upon you, a second pair of eyes open above these. These feel more malicious. These feel as if they are indeed here. And you know they're looking directly at you, Moira. This sudden burning shock causes the two of you to be pulled out of this memory reverie and back to where we are now at Carrot Crossing.
Ooh.
Wait, did I notice the eyes?
You felt them more than saw them.
What did they look like?
If they are comparable to anything, I would say from a pure design standpoint, closer to Isabel's, probably, but not... There's still definitely humanity, of course, in her eyes. It is indeed still Isabel. From an outside perspective, she is quite horrifying, in that form at least. But she is very much still in there, and very much in control of herself. These eyes were filled with nothing but malice, and very much not human.
Can I send a couple shadows to track back to a potential source? I'm a watcher. I don't like being watched.
You very much can. Go ahead and roll that for me. And while you are, Radiah and Xander, during this day of downtime, would the two of you have been doing anything?
I think for me, my Buddha priority is restocking up on my potions. So kind of staying close to home in my shop.
Okay, that very much works. Are you just getting things sorted, Xander? Helping the team?
Yeah, I think so.
There is a lot to do, so that sounds about right. And while both Moira and Roxanne are out, Radiah, if you'd like to roll another time with all your potions, you may use the same tags. For reference, Xander is 1 harm, Moira is also 1, you're at 2, and during tomorrow, both of them will be completely healed. Perfect, all right. Would you like to give that to yourself, Radiah, since you were the most wounded?
I'm going to say, sure, let's do that.
All right. So you, whatever you cook up for yourself, you feel fantastic. You can tell both you and your dragon, who was a little winded after these fights, you can tell that some of the harm you took is reflected on Dragon, also feeling much better. And Roxanne, you're trying to follow these eyes, this like the general, like maybe where they're coming from?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So I think we'll treat this essentially the same way as we did the bit with Moira when she was looking around. So you learn a few things. One of these clues is going to be the text you receive. It's going to have more information. And the others lead you to believe that there is indeed something that Albright, of course, has up his sleeve. We know that. But another location we have not yet to find. We think we know where it is, but we're not 100% sure. Let me zoom all the way and see if I already marked it. I might have. I did not. Okay. I'm bad at counting, but I believe you guys found 4 towers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 4.
All right. So from what you can tell, there should indeed be 1 more.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. And I will most definitely answer where that is, not this very second, as you're out looking for it, but I will indeed answer the question. But I mentioned last time that you got a text from B. Basically just a, hey.
Did you just say from B?
Yee.
Oh, the assassin.
I don't try to call her an assassin. She's in the same,
The professional.
yeah, she's like you.
Well, that's going to freak me out just a little bit. I will respond, hey, what's up?
B responds, I told you I would contact you when I had information that pertained to your case. Now is that time. I assume you're free?
Yeah, I'm free.
Good. Meet me tomorrow night at the provided address, and I'll show you what I found.
Okay, I'll be there.
All right, now that you have this, she provides you an address and a time. It is late enough that wherever we meet, people shouldn't really see us. It's not at an address. It is essentially between buildings. And just you guys know that we're going to be meeting effectively somewhere in a back alley. And kind of just chilling there to keep away from prying eyes. At least that is the intent. So you effectively have...
Is this an alley I'm safe visiting in the middle of the night?
You're safe visiting in a multitude of locations, primarily just because of who you are and what you guys are capable of.
Very true.
Yeah. From what you can tell, you don't believe this is, I guess, shared with you in any malicious way. It's not like she's trying to set up a trap. You've been here before. You know of this location. I'll put it that way.
Okie dokes.
Other than that, the day is effectively yours, and she'll meet you at night.
Well, I'm obviously going to tell the buds.
Did you say you were petting the pig, by the way?
Yes, and Jasper's making fun of the pig.
What? Making fun of him? How?
You know, poking him, calling him fat.
Wow, rude. Why?
If you're telling me that Jasper's a bully.
Being mean to Bacon?
It's affectionate mean.
Oh, he's like squeezing his love.
Yes, his love handles.
Does Bacon get to squeeze him back?
Is Bacon comfortable with that?
Is Bacon capable of squeezing back?
Will you let him squeeze back?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
But then I will be alarmed that Bacon is capable of squeezing anything.
He takes off his hooves to show you little hands.
No, please, no.
I love that. He does not do that, unfortunately. I love that scene. It's so gross.
It's really disgusting.
But with all that, yes, he nuzzles against your boy in a non-angry way.
Excellent.
Other than that, yes, you have indeed told everybody that, hey, she wants to meet with us. So however you guys want to respond to that. And you would receive this around the same time you do what you do. She'll text you probably the night prior, I would say, for convenience sake and such.
You mean she texts me when I'm visiting my brother's BFF?
If you're visiting him every night, sure.
Oh, this is like the night after that?
It's been like 2 nights since that, yeah.
Okay, I only need to visit him one day.
But to say you were getting to know him quite well.
I mean, he's been my long-term crush. I probably already know him quite well.
This is true. Alrighty, with Roxanne sharing this information with the crew, how do you respond? Oh, she didn't just want to meet with you, Roxanne. She wanted to meet with the entire group, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all of you.
Well, then, yeah, I'll tell you when to clear their schedules. Meanwhile, I will probably do homework in the daytime.
I keep forgetting you're like an actual student.
So do I. My grades are reflecting this, by the way.
Your grades are good?
I just said I keep forgetting I'm a student, and my grades are reflecting that, so please assume bad.
Well, you never know. Some people are really good at, like, tests and stuff.
That and last-second crunch works for some people.
Yeah.
You know what?
So, like, what are you reflecting here? Your absence or your natural ability to take tests or something?
In retrospect, I think Roxanne would not be able to attend school if she wasn't able to ace tests without trying.
See, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the character work I need.
All right.
She does seem like she's got a lot going on. How else is she staying in college if not an incredible ability to absolutely crush multiple choice questions?
Yes, you are correct.
Do you get them right because you're lucky or because you actually know?
Let's say 3/4 because I know, and 1/4 because I have luck.
Okay. With that, though, after she shares the information, I assume we all agree to meet up with her?
Yes. Come, guys. Come.
Yep. Oh, good. A break from my potion crafting.
Oh, man, that must take all day.
Potion crafting and watching the store and back and forth and back. I could use some, an evening out, per se.
Yeah, it makes me want to help you.
You have all day. You could help her.
I gotta study.
No, you have homework. It's fine. I got this.
I'll come on my lunch break because I'm using it as an excuse to procrastinate. No. What day of the week is this, by the way?
Whichever day you want.
I'll bring my little brother over.
Oh, to go there and help study with him?
No, so he can learn new things.
Is he smart enough to actually help you study and understand what's going on?
Sometimes. It depends on the subject. I think he's really good at math and science.
I was thinking math, yeah.
And I mean for him to help Radia.
Oh, like help her on the shop?
Yeah, you like kids, right, Radia?
They're independent enough.
Mine is, definitely. Sorry, my brother, not my kid.
Be something that she absolutely hates children.
No! My brother's cute, I swear.
Alrighty. After your little meetup and whatnot, I'm trying to think how I guess independent is your little brother, because you spend a lot of time going out doing stuff at school.
He's probably depressingly independent.
But like he understands obviously what you're doing.
Yes. Honestly, I think that's sometimes why I bring him on the case with me, just to spend time and get him involved.
Well, he most definitely appreciates it. Whatever you're working on, he trusts you that it's important. And of course, not to get frustrated or distant from you. With all this, though, you mostly get caught up with school. And he's able to help you a fair bit, Radia. fortunately. You can get some more things done. Nothing sells pastries like a cute kid. And late into the night, you need to excuse yourself, as that is precisely when B means to meet with you.
I will lead the way.
It is down an alley you're mostly familiar with, Roxanne, so it's not entirely, oh no, I'm going to get stabbed down here. You've been here. This isn't necessarily her stalking ground. In fact, this is an area that, if she's been following you, like she says she has, then she would know this is actually one of your stomping grounds. You're quite familiar with this location.
Uh-huh.
And as stated, you arrive. Would you be early or perfectly on time?
I think in this case, I would be like a minute early, so almost perfectly on time.
Excellent. And with that, you don't currently see her there, but you very much know this is the correct location. After a moment, your watch or phone ticks. Is indeed the proper time. Expecting her to dramatically come out of the shadows or something. Does not happen. Wait an extra minute or so, and you hear an engine revving in the distance. It's seemingly approaching. It gets a little quieter. And from down the alleyway, you see a bike, motorcycle. Not fly in, but come in pretty quick. It brakes. The driver gets off after parking it somewhere that is most assuredly not a parking spot. They take off their helmet. You can definitely tell from here it is indeed B. She puts the helmet down, gets her leathers situated, and begins to walk towards your group. She offers you all a wave as you're waiting.
Did you say she waves?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll wave back. Also, that was a very cool entrance.
She nods. Sorry for being late. There were a few last-second things I needed to take care of, but most assuredly it is worth it. You've all been well, I hope?
Yeah, for the most part.
It seems you're sticking your nose into certain locations and pissing off certain people, yeah?
As always.
And how close are we to finishing this off? You precisely know what you've gotten into?
Look, Xander, we think it's a what? A demon?
Yes, a not nice demon that could destroy the city.
She nods at that, seemingly taking it entirely seriously. You know, that's precisely what I keep hearing as well. At least when you ask the right people. I've also discovered a little extra something. Something that was eluding me before. You recall our first, I guess, official meeting, at least with the crew, in that warehouse?
Yeah.
And she laughs, saying, I had no idea what you were all up to. Confusing me entirely, the whole situation seemingly out of my grasp, but I think I now know what was happening. And she rests the palm of her hand on her katana and nods while smiling at you, Roxanne.
I give her a very confused look. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is Jasper currently out?
Yes. But I guess off to the side.
Yeah. She tilts her head off to Jasper. She says, your little friend there, the shadow boy.
That's actually my brother, but yes, what about him?
Oh. Well, hello, Roxanne's brother. And Jasper gives you a look, Roxanne, as if to say, nah, she can see Mimi, not me.
Wait, what? How did you get power?
I'm not sure anyone knows precisely how it works. Let's just say I woke up someday and, well, everything made sense. You see, the world made sense to me before that little meeting with your group. And ever since then, you've made life complicated, we'll say. But now, let's just say things are a little easier to understand. I can explain certain happenstances and situations without having to rack my brain all night and then seemingly forget it in the morning. At least I assume that's what was happening. But yes, I'm like you now. And I'm here offering an olive branch.
Real quick, you didn't talk to Reginald, right?
I wish. I spoke with him momentarily, or what I think might have been him. I'm not entirely sure, but if you're asking if we're on the same side, the answer is no. You're asking if he gave me one of those little wisps to power me up?
That's correct.
He did not. And if he did, I would not accept his offer. I've seen what happens to the other individuals you were speaking with. They all went, somewhat berserk?
Somewhat's a bit of an understatement for some of them.
Well, you got them taken care of. They're mostly in their right minds now, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. All right, I accept your olive branch.
Excellent. Two things, then. I have information on where I think Reginald is located. And I mean actually located. He's been doing something tricky to ensure that you all, well, never find him. I don't know exactly how it works, but people talk. And those people led me to a location that I am willing to share with you under one condition.
Okay.
Our last scuffle didn't go so well, at least for me. It was, shall we say, embarrassing. Not what I'm used to. Looking more and more into this general situation, if rumors are to be believed, whatever force is either Reginald himself behind Reginald, if it even is still Reginald anymore, is, well, something to be reckoned with. Now, I'm not looking down on you, of course, but I want to make sure you're ready. Yes?
Sure.
She nods after taking a few steps back, and she looks down to her weapon that you now notice is actually different. I mentioned before her katana was wooden. The handle and everything was plain as day from a distance. This one very much is not. It still looks like a standard katana, but the Suba, the blade guard, is a rectangle with a cross shape in the middle, and the negative space being just that negative space. So it's like a wide rectangle with a cross. And she motions down to her weapon, saying, "This might be slightly different from last time. I'm sure you can understand."
Oh, she wants to fight us?
She nods. "I need to make sure you're up for the task. I'm not aiming to kill you, and I assume, as she smirks, you're not aiming to kill me either. We are allies after all, at least potential allies."
Oh, this is a cute little spar. Sure.
"Indeed. I need to see if your group, the four of you, are up to the task. I can tell you right now, by myself, I am very much not. The four of you might be, but I want to see it with my own eyes, yes?"
All right, let's go.
Perfect. As she looks past you, Roxanne, to the rest of your group, Radaya, Moira, and Xander, her eyes are asking the three of you if you also consent to this duel.
Sure.
Well, I mean, since you tried attacking me last time, sure.
Yeah.
If we must.
Consider it a duel of honor, one measuring my talents against yours. I will not be holding back, though. I might be new to this, testing a few things, but, well, I can see your little tricks now. It'll be fun, I promise. She takes a further few steps back, and as she holds the blade out, it is actually not raining on this day. A few of the lights to our left and to our right between this alleyway are flickering. This isn't exactly the best location, Roxanne. You have found in the past that there are one or two drug deals or other deals that go down here. Sometimes you don't want lights to be working. More convenient for quick trades of the hand. Kevin Cardwell most likely would have been safe here, as no one is here, but he does not know of locations like these, and didn't do it in broad daylight necessarily, but somewhere where, I wouldn't say a layman, but yes, a layman would assume that there are no prying eyes. Damn for him. Some teenagers caught him, but oh well, that's in the past.
So she's using her sword?
Indeed.
Alright, I'm gonna pull my sword out then.
Perfect. She smirks at that as she nods to your blade. She doesn't draw her sword so much as she grabs the entire thing by the sheath. She holds it in front of her with her left hand. With her right hand, she goes to grab the blade, closes her eyes for a moment, and you guys can feel the night grow still. She breathes in and slowly begins to draw the weapon. As she does, light around you seems to evaporate, starting from B's center. And while you can still see yourselves and each other, your surroundings almost vanish in instant after the weapon is drawn. And as she is still drawing it, it's very difficult for you to actually get your eyes on the weapon itself. The beams of light to your left and to your right solidify for a moment, refusing to escape your sight. They flicker, 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 and then solid light. But it's not light. It's merely reflecting light. Large blades now surround you, almost in a hallway. And as she draws this weapon, she says, "Bankai."
I was about to say! Nerd.
Am I the nerd or you the nerd for noticing it first?
Wait, what did I miss?
It's a Bleach reference.
Is it?
Yes, it's what's his face's Bankai.
Byakuya is his name.
I guess I'm the nerd, aren't I?
I would hope Radaya gets it, yeah? Or did you skip Bleach?
I did not skip Bleach. I don't know how far I got along. Some of those names do sound familiar, what you said, and the Bunkai business is familiar, but I can't picture who or where or what it's supposed to be, but I do know
That
Bleach.
is technically, I think, the third season? Because it's near the end of that arc.
Yeah, it's the hot older brother. I'll show you later.
The
Regardless.
hot older brother.
Of course he's hot. It's an anime.
So you've
That's-
definitely seen it.
Probably my memory is just a blur.
Indeed.
Blank.
Not a big deal. I'll throw a video at you later. Regardless, she draws this weapon, and you guys are still standing where you are. You cannot see the ground. Everything is seemingly black around you all. But the swords shatter, and suddenly you are all surrounded by cherry blossoms everywhere.
No, that is anime.
Very much so. And as she, if you see the scene, yeah, it's anime as shit. As she draws this weapon, she nods to your group as if to say, "Shall we dance?" And a few things are going to happen. First and foremost, oh cool, I can drag it onto her. Hell yeah, all right. So she is going to gain a tag. I'm not going to pronounce it every single time. I'll just call it Sen. Senbon Zakura. That is the name of the weapon. I'll just say Sen if she's using her tag. The four of you, though, let me group you up a little better. You're each going to gain... Ooh, I can actually drag it on. Do you guys know?
I don't know. You tell me.
Hey, it works! This didn't work before in Foundry. I would have to drag this onto you guys, and the game just didn't say anything. It just went, oh, yeah. That's cool. Thanks for accomplishing nothing. All right, each of you...
Zakura.
Yes, that is the weapon that she has now drawn. So, as per usual, I will reveal things as they happen. You can very much feel that B is incredibly comfortable in this position. She, of course, means you harm, but not maliciously, but you can very much tell that she did not lie to you, Roxanne. B is not holding back. Each of you have gained a debuff that says Surrounded, 1. And I will let you know basically what triggers that, but basically on every single one of your rolls, regardless of what you're doing, you're going to have to include Surrounded 1 as a negative. You are, each of you, basically in a storm of bladed sakura petals that are surrounding you. They're not currently cutting at you, but you have to basically do everything within your power to avoid them. It doesn't currently seem that thick. There's only a few around you right now, but all four of you are individually surrounded. What do you do?
So all of us are surrounded by blade petals, pretty much.
Oh yeah, if this were a room, it'd be full of them.
How
And
heavy are they?
He's inside the circle, right? Or
She's at the epicenter of this, but it's sort of difficult to tell precisely what's going on between you and her as there are petals flying around the air.
does she have her sword in her hand?
Indeed.
I'm gonna ignite my sword on fire and I'm gonna charge at her.
Excellent. So if you want your sword to actually be on fire, you'll have to roll for that, or it can just be flavor. It's up to you.
You mean like if I want to do fire damage?
Correct. If you actually want a fire sword, then you have to roll change the game using whatever your magic tags are, and you'll actually have a fire sword. Otherwise, it's pure flavor and cannot do anything fire can do. And of course, you get a +1 whenever you use it. All right, excellent. So for now, it is temporary as you infuse magics into this weapon. You now have a flaming sword, Xander. Now, position-wise, I will say is relatively important in this encounter. As you guys are all, I'd say about 15, 20 feet from her. Let me know where you decide to move, how close you decide to get as you are doing this.
I'm gonna draw my blade as she does her thing, and I'm gonna stand in front of Roxanne, and I'm like, all right, two can play this game, and I'm gonna like tilt my hilt towards her, and I'm gonna like move my two fingers across my blade, and as I do that, it's gonna erupt into a flaming sword.
Excellent. You can see through the petals as they're passing by you, Xander. She smiles at this as if to say, excellent, you are taking this seriously. When you do this, though, at that distance, you begin to notice, Xander, that you are further surrounded ever so slightly by these petals. They do not cut into you, but they're getting annoyingly close, I might say. And as Xander does this, Roxanne, Radaya, Moira, what are we all doing? What are we thinking?
So, this person is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have a sword, and we're surrounded by cherry blossoms.
They're all over the place. You notice that after Xander set his sword on
pretty.
fire, it is very pretty, actually. But you notice after Xander set his sword on fire, more surrounded him. He's currently
So
surrounded.
the cherry blossoms are like Do they have a ascension is not the right word.
Like a pattern?
Yeah.
So far from what you can tell, Moira, they very much intentionally were drawn to your group the second she drew the weapon. When Xander did something, more were drawn to him.
How are they actually cherry blossoms?
Yes, but you notice they are incredibly sharp, as a few have flitted by you and taken a couple hairs.
So how heavy do you think they are?
Difficult to tell, but they probably the weight of a normal cherry blossom, most likely.
Could I try using my massive wings to blow them away?
Most definitely. Go ahead and roll me change the game.
What time of day is it?
We are nighttime, but unfortunately it doesn't matter because there's no sun, moon, or anything. You are in a black void right now.
Perfect.
Which, yeah, benefits you. And remember, when you do anything, make sure you use the negative.
Doesn't matter.
Excellent. Alrighty.
I failed anyway.
All right. As you go to do this, Moira.
Like this.
You
think I'm cursed?
A little cursed, but it's okay.
I mean, you do have the Mothman curse.
I don't think I rolled above a 6 last time.
You were weirdly unlucky last time, yes. As this is happening, I'll also throw this out there. You guys can canonically protect each other. Remember, there's no turns or reactions or anything like that. If we see someone's going to get hit, you can opt to jump in the way to take the hit. Just know that you have to, of course, roll for it as per usual. So just throwing it out there, that is effectively a free action.
I try to blow away the cherry blossoms, but unintentionally send them directly to Xander, and he gets sliced all over.
So I will let you know this, Moira. As you begin to do that, you notice that you're effectively drawing more to you in a way. You're trying to blow more and more and more, and it's not wanting to react the right way for some reason. And you see them begin to surround you more, and you're noticing that like blowing, maybe the wind gust is catching at the wrong angle or something. You're not entirely sure what, but B points her sword towards you, Moira, and she, from where she's currently standing, like 20 feet from you, holds the blade above her head in a position as if she's going to strike you. So, two things are going to happen. One, the second you go to blow them away, you get one more stack of surrounded, and as a failed state, I'm going to give you an additional stack of that.
Great.
So it goes up by 1, meaning you're still surrounded 2, even though you got 2 extra stacks. But 1 more of those should bring you to 3, I believe.
I'm still thwacked. That's all it is. I don't care. It's fine.
You just have a bad concussion.
Look, it's ruined my perception of things, and I'm very tired.
Roxanne and Radiah, you notice both Xander and Moira are surrounded by more of these cherry blossoms now, as B has positioned her weapon aimed at Moira. What are the two of you doing?
Can I... So they're attracted to movement, right?
You're not entirely sure if it's just movement, but you notice that it's only really affected Xander and Moira so far.
Can I summon... I'm trying to figure out how to accurately describe this.
What's your intent?
I want to make a herd of aggressive dust bunnies to go after all the petals.
What?
What? I'm not even sure.
Where did the dust bunnies come from?
You mean shadow dust bunnies?
Yeah.
All the dust bunnies I killed while cleaning my room?
Exactly. Yes, I want just little snappers just to lure all the flower petals.
All right, you're trying to basically remove them?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me. Change the game.
Are we not going to be confused as to why she got all these dust bunnies?
I mean, they're going to be real small, but you know what? I want them to be bunny shaped. Yes.
What? Where are they coming from?
From the shadows. They're just going to pop up out of the ground and lunge.
Oh, Daniel.
Yes.
Earlier when you said Bankai, I like Googled it because I was trying to figure out what you're referencing. And I typed it Bokkai.
Oh, yeah.
Or Bonkai. I was so confused. I'm like, why are you referencing a dog bonking people with a bat? And I was like, oh, I spelled it wrong.
There's also that.
Isn't Bonkai also like a martial arts thing?
I have no idea, but Bankai is B-A-N. Bankai.
All right, I'm going to use not alone. Can I use aware for every time you're moving around me? Because this is kind of literal now.
Yes, and remember to use surrounded.
And can I also use army of shadow soldiers because they're technically shadow bunny soldiers?
Yes, basically you're
So
summoning.
are these like dead bunnies that you found or something?
No, I think they're just
It's
little.
Watership Down.
No!
No, they're just little shadows that I've given form in life to. They're not actual things that were once alive.
Whoa, I was kind of excited.
For dead bunnies?
You're excited for the massacre
No.
of multiple bunnies?
No.
All right, we got
Damn, you rolled good.
Success.
a 1 to 3 and then a boxcar. Alrighty. So you're trying
Hey,
to
Roxanne,
Yeah.
could you give me some of that?
Yeah, I think we need to borrow her dice skin.
Can I
think
have
that's
some
the
of
deal,
that
isn't it?
juice? Where are you getting your juice?
I brought it from home because I made my little brother a snack and forgot to give it to him.
That's really cute. Shame on you, though.
I'll just owe him like 3 later. So I'm creating a story tag, right?
No, you're trying to remove the flowers, right?
Oh, yes.
All right, so we're going to do the opposite. So from where are you doing this, Roxanne? From where you were standing?
Yes, I'm not going to move.
Okay. So as you were doing this, you notice that petals are then drawn to you, and you are further surrounded. You have 2 juice with this, meaning you can reduce, where it says a give or reduce a status, you can reduce a total of 2 status from anybody. It can be split or it can be focused on one person. Who would you like to do that on?
What status am I removing?
Surrounded. So the surrounded tag is when you're surrounded by cherry blossoms.
I would like to split it.
Okay, and who and who?
Is everyone currently surrounded?
All of you have 2 except for Radiah.
Yeah, I'll give it to Xander and Moira.
Alrighty, as your little dust bunnies get caught up in the storm, while you are indeed surrounded by some of them, Roxanne, they jump over to Xander and Moira, and the 2 of you are noticing you're getting more and more surrounded by these cherry blossoms until these little dust bunnies kind of swoop up and take about half of them away.
Ow.
Exactly, they consume them and pull them away, and both Xander and Moira, you can see a little bit better as Bea has drawn her weapon and pulled it above her head without moving from her current position. In fact, she takes a step backwards, just one. She slashes downward, and when she does, the blade does not reach you, Moira, but thousands and thousands of these blossoms coalesce into a blade, not 1 or 2 feet from you, and it goes to strike directly at you, Moira. Please roll me to face danger.
I don't know what to feel other than surrounded.
Are we seeing this happen, or is it too quick of a second for any rather sort of quick reaction?
You can always react.
I would like to just throw her some sort of focus potion.
Sure, to help her dodge it.
You focus her and
It's red.
help it. And give her some mental focus because she does still maybe wobbled from a concussion after all, perhaps, maybe.
That's fair. Go ahead and roll me, not your healing, but your buffing tags, Radiah, for change the game.
I think that's those 2, so let's do that.
And you'll have to use Surrounded as well. Basically, Surrounded is used in literally everything.
Okay, so back out of that screen. Hold on. Where is it? Where's it hiding? Oh, there it is.
Alrighty, perfect. So we're basically going to throw a potion your way. As Roxanne, you're scooping up the babies with your babies. Radiah, you prep a potion and throw it over to Moira. And Moira, you can see Bee's getting ready to strike you. Before she does, you chug this potion really quick. And I won't make the tag because it's only going to be a one-time use. I'll give you a +1 on your roll, Moira, after you roll.
All right, here we go.
Basically, you are focused.
Will it matter?
Of course it will.
No. Prize. Thank you, Radiah.
No, a 7 is a success.
A 7 is a success.
Barely a success.
It is still a success,
I'm
though.
scraping my way through this battle. Anyway, that's good. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Radiah.
No problem.
Alrighty, and as these little blossoms cut out at you, Moira, you're able to focus ever so slightly, but as she slashes down, she also quickly pivots and slashes right. You're able to, with one of your wings, block some of this, but you can feel the blossoms cut into you, and you will take slashed 2.
Woohoo.
Alrighty, Zen, you got that flaming sword. What you doing with it?
I am going to charge and slash at her.
All right, you're running straight up to her to attack.
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me go toe to toe. And this time, definitely use the surrounded tag. But since you're running directly at her, it will not increase.
Ouch.
Wow.
Sometimes the dice are mean. Not what you can say about that. Alrighty. So what will happen here is she sees where you are, Xander. You dive in with your flaming blade, and while you slash, she seems pretty level at the moment. She was already taking a step back. You cut out a few times, and she parries most of your blows, but you think you have her open, and you cut her right at the hip, seemingly slicing her in half. But instead, her body disperses and turns into a bundle of cherry blossoms, and suddenly she is about 20 feet to your left. And she laughs at that and says, I was expecting you to do that first. Not really too surprised. And as that happens, suddenly you are surrounded, Xander, by a whole bunch of these. And rather than being a blade that's crashing out at you, it is essentially a storm of cherry blossoms all jumping in to slash at you at once. Please roll me to face danger.
I'm gonna try to use some magic and some magic shields, and I'm gonna try to parkour my way out of this. I'm gonna use like energy-based constructs to try to like hop on to like potentially dodge this.
Okay.
I say potentially because I rolled bad last time.
Sometimes the dice are mean.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes the dice are mean.
Can I toss in some shadow bunnies?
To assist?
Yee.
Yes.
I literally rolled the exact same thing.
1, 2, yeah. Go and roll me change the game. So the hard move of the first one, besides her just moving, is she now has a tag that's a one-time use called Cherry Shield. All right, that should bring you up just barely safe. You will take the same harm that Moira did, which would be a slashed 2. Some of the bunnies are able to jump in and eat a portion of them, but unfortunately not enough. As they break through your shield, you are just completely surrounded, Xander. Your sword extinguishes, and you have to kind of take a few steps back to reposition yourself. And Roxanne, as you do this, you notice that more begin to surround you as well.
Not just reposition myself, but reevaluate my whole life.
Alrighty, Moira, Radayo, what are you thinking? We see that in terms of, you can put your finger over any token, and you can see the person's current surrounded status.
Hey, Moira.
Yep.
We should both just go home. It's fine. We're rolling bet. they got it. They got it. We're good.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's just go.
You guys have fun doing this challenge.
See you later. I'm logging off. I'm gonna try one more time.
To blow them away?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hopefully it'll go well.
I believe.
Oh, it's actually a 5 because I forgot it's actually like a 3 because I have slashed and surrounded.
So slashed wouldn't come into play here, but surrounded would. I'm trying to think.
It's okay. You can just let me die.
Can we just get some rolls out of us?
I was trying to math something, but no need. So as this happens, Moira, you will once again be further surrounded as you're trying to blow more and more of these away. And then not only that, but you're also going to be knocked back. And I'll give you an off-balance temporary tag as you're sort of swooped up in these, sort of a tornado very similar to the one that struck out at Xander, but rather than physically damaging you, you're thrown where there should have been a wall, but there very much is not one. And instead you just slide across the floor. And as she's moving about, B once again takes a step backwards, while this time turning her attention to Xander, holding the blade up.
This is
the story of a
not
girl.
Going well. This is the story. Starts crying.
I mean,
I know what to do.
She did indeed cry a river that drowned the whole world. So it is written.
Hey, Maestro.
Yeah.
Could I cry a river to drown the whole world?
If you roll well enough, yes.
I roll a 4, and it actually is a drought.
You suck water into your eyes.
It's just horrible. Hate it. Love it.
What are we thinking, Xander?
I'm going to hit her with what I did when I first met her.
Which is?
Chain her. Chain. Lock her down.
Go for it. Roll me change the game, and then for her tag, go ahead and use Cherry Shield.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get all the low rolls out of the way. Well, since I said she was aiming at you.
Respectfully, we should have gotten those all out of the way last week.
How is this even possible?
They're out of the way now. As you attempt to lock her down, she flips forward, further moving away from your group. And as she does, she slashes down with a multitude of smaller slashes. And suddenly, Xander, unlike the tornado from before, these are very deliberate blades that coalesce around you, about 20, 30 feet from where she's currently standing, directly in front of you, all coming at you at the same time. Please roll me to face danger against giant cherry blossom blades.
You know, there's a video I watched recently, the debate against rolling real dice and digital dice, and I'm on the side of rolling real dice because I never rolled with real dice. Okay, you said face danger.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have cool dice specifically for this game. One's purple and has a lightning bolt on it. One is gray and has the little logo symbol on it. They are D12s that function like D6s. They're actually very cool.
That's neat.
I know, but I'm the GM and I don't get the roll, so I just get to look at them and go, ooh, these are cool. All right, excellent. A 13. So you do indeed face danger, my friend. Technically a 12.
Bobbed and weaved this time.
Bobbed and weaved this time. While you are indeed surrounded, you've seen this before, you're able to jump back and all the blades clash directly in front of you. You completely avoid all the danger. 3 all in the back. What you thinking?
You said she's moving away.
Every time she does something, she takes a step away.
Can I do a whip and lasso her closer?
You very much can, yes. Go ahead and roll me go toe-to-toe with that because you're trying to accomplish something.
I'm not certain any of my... I don't think my anything would help me here.
You don't think your anything would help you here?
Army of Shadow Soldiers.
Well...
You don't have to do the whip and they can do it for you. That's what they're there for.
I think that would be the alert private guard.
Realistically, that means both of them could work.
Am I doing surrounded here?
Every time.
Hey, wait, let me help.
Oh my god, where's my name?
Can I cast a spell and add some vines?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Radia, go ahead and roll me.
Assist in that?
Yeah, roll me change the game.
I think I only have one tag for that. Do I need to do surrounded, of course, for this?
Yes.
Okay.
And after you do that, Radia, yours is also going to go up. More and more begin to swirl around you.
Mm.
Alrighty. Unfortunately...
Wait, after I did that? Why did... It triggered that.
Oh, interesting. It did trigger after. That's weird. That should be a 7. Good point. Weird. Okay, that did work. Never mind. That's a 7. All right, that brings you up to an 11 then, Roxanne. So you can choose 2 of those things. So you're going to bring her closer and I assume block incoming damage, or you're going to, well, it's only 1 tier, so.
I think I probably want to block damage.
Sounds good. Doing 1 damage, spoiler, is not very good. Alrighty, well, you are indeed going to accomplish this. As she's not currently looking at you, you summon your elite private guard, and they go to pull back to Shadow Whip B. And as they begin whipping outward, she's cutting each whip down 1 at a time. She's barely even having to move as most of them are dispatched before they even reach her. As this is happening, though, Radia, you begin to surge with magic, and suddenly other little whips begin to jump up from the ground, and they also begin to jump at B, and some of these are picked up by the Shadow Guard. Catching her off guard, you're actually able to nab her for a moment, and you slide her all the way to where you are, Roxanne. Your surrounded will not go up, Roxanne. And she gives you a look as if to say, like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting me to come to you. But now her focus has moved from Xander basically directly to you, Roxanne.
I would like to punch her in the face.
As you're preparing to do that, Moira, what are you doing?
Can I try grappling her?
Are you going to run in and grab her?
So that Roxanne can punch harder. Yeah.
You very much can, yes.
Okay.
As you charge in, you also notice that more of these cherry blossoms do not surround you, Moira. The 2 of you, since you're both in melee range with B, I can tell you the 2 of you this. You notice that there's sort of an eye of the storm around B herself. And while you are still surrounded, it doesn't become any thicker. It's almost as if there are no cherry blossoms within about 5 to 10 feet of her. But the ones around you do not wilt and fall away. They are still swirling strong. So, Moira, go ahead and roll me change the game. We're trying to get a grapple on B as you fly forward. Also, Xander, if you want to help, you very much can. And Radia, if you want to help, you can as well. I will say right now, Moira has a couple things she has to deal with. Moira, feel free to use whatever tags you want because you just got knocked away from your last roll. It didn't succeed, so we won't worry about the tags.
All right. What do my negatives have to be? Surrounded?
Either surrounded or slashed because they are equal, then surrounded is fine. And it will not go up. Alrighty, perfect.
One juice.
You're going straight in just for a punch then, right, Roxanne?
Yup.
All right, as we are going to get this one juice, make a tag, and instantly use it, I'm going to go ahead and not create it. But she has her tag, Sen. I'm going to have that cancel out the tag that Moira made. So go ahead and roll just a puncher in the face with everything you got. You are currently surrounded, so Xander and Radia, if you want to help Roxanne with the bullshit that's surrounding her before she punches, you very much can.
What did I do last time?
Change the
cast a
game. You can have a
spell.
spell like wind. You can have the dragon flap its wings. Any of those work.
Can I use my older brother because he taught me how to punch?
When you say use your older brother, which mean? What do you mean?
He use him as a tag.
Oh yeah. Like he punches with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Wait, don't do it yet.
Okay.
Is that your only punch tag?
I am not a physical person.
Not great.
This character is great, but not for what we're doing in this entire campaign.
That's not true. You're perfect for this. So
I was going to just cast a spell and try to give her like a stone fist gauntlet thing to.
yeah, so both Radia and Xander need to help you here, otherwise it's gonna fail. And they both.
Well, I didn't use surrounded either, so
What is she trying to do?
She's just trying to punch me in the face.
I'll try to send over one of those magical gauntlets or knuckle busters or whatever.
Sure. One from Xander, one from Radia.
Yeah.
All right, both of you roll change the game. Nice.
Nope.
Less nice, but not bad. Alrighty. So you have 2 juice. Do you want to give Roxanne permanent knuckle dusters, or do you want to?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. You now have big fists, and it's permanent. Congratulations.
yay!
All right. Well, that does bring you up to a 6. That is still, unfortunately, a failure. Very close. So that's 2 hard moves. We'll make this simple, and B will just jump backwards away from you. Roxanne bringing Moira. What'd you roll? You rolled a 9, so it's not permanent. As you're running at her, Roxanne, she dives out of the way of your first punch, flips Moira over her back. You don't take any damage, Moira, but you do land safely, fortunately. She dives back and you keep kind of going at it. Roxanne, punch, 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 punch. Suddenly your punches are enhanced as you have these giant spectral mitts. And as you're swinging at her, you don't realize, but she's moving her blade in a way that's specifically focusing on both Roxanne and Radia, as suddenly both of you are assaulted by blades. The 2 of you, Roxanne and Radia, go ahead and roll me face danger. I'll say she moved away from you guys, but she's still within melee range of Moira. Hey, nice. Alrighty. So Dragon helps jump in the way, Radia, completely blocking all the cherry blossoms. You and Dragon escape with no damage. Radia is safe as she moves backwards a bit, but Roxanne, Jasper kind of moves in the way to block some of the cherry blossoms. He's unable to block all of them, and you take a /2 debuff as B smirks and starts moving backwards, looking at your group, trying to discern who to strike next. She hasn't necessarily decided, but her blade is still indeed drawn as her eyes are jumping from person to person.
Can I summon a big fist and punch her in the face?
Most definitely. Are you running in to do that, or?
It's more like a energy-based fist that's shooting through the air.
Okay, so you're doing it from range?
Yeah, long distance punch.
Okay. Go for it, and then after, you'll get another stack of surrounded.
Toe-to-toe, right?
Go toe-to-toe, yep, and then only use surrounded 1, not /2. Alrighty, you launch a fist off from where you're currently standing, Xander, and as you've had a moment, she hasn't necessarily decided who she is to strike next. You launch this thing from where you are, and as her eyes flit over to you, she goes to block it. Cherry blossoms pull up to form a shield around her, but not fast enough as it pierces through, sticking her right in the gut and causing her to be knocked back ever so slightly. She's still close to you, Moira, don't worry. But she did indeed take a blow of 3 harm. Whomped. All right, her eyes flit up to you, Xander, and suddenly you guys see more and more of these blossoms swirling around you all, and she smirks. saying, there we go, there we go. Alrighty, who's doing what?
So
you're
she's
thinking
right
it,
in
start
front
out
of
there.
me.
She's right in front of you, yeah. You were grappling her and she threw you off her, but you're still close.
I'm going to try grappling her again.
Go for it. While you guys see Moira getting ready to grab onto B again after Xander whomped her, Roxanne and Radia, go ahead and think about whatever's flowing through your brain, whatever you think you want to do. If you have any questions, just ask. If you're not sure what's going on, I can let you know what your character sees.
Gosh. I really got not a lot. I've used my other things. Well, maybe. Wait, is this toe-to-toe?
You're
change the game.
You're going to grapple her or damage her?
Grapple her.
You're going to grapple her, then it's changed the game. Excellent.
You know, honestly, that could have gone worse. I've seen the depths of hell, and I know now that it's not as bad as it could get.
All right, you charge forward, and you're able to grab onto her again, and she's trying to get you off. Persistent, aren't you?
I've got nothing but perseverance, lady.
All right, she's trying to will you off. Roxanne, Radia, what y'all doing?
I would like to eat some more cherry blossoms.
Okay, just scooping them up.
Yeah, my bunny nom 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 nom.
All right, and from where are you doing this from?
I guess I'd like to step in closer to assist after I do the bunnies.
All right, go ahead and roll your change of the game as you move forward. Your blossoms will not increase as you do that.
It's because you guys are making fun of my good luck.
Sometimes it is indeed mean. And as you go to suck up more of these bunnies, B sees what you're doing. And as you go to scoop Roxanne, she does very much the same thing. And you are lifted up by said cherry blossoms. You are flung like 30 feet away from her. And as you are, more of them begin to surround you. You take no damage. But more and more of these cherry blossoms surround you to the point where you are now surrounded 3. When that happens, it triggers something else. Once your surrounded hits 3, they in unison begin to whirl around you. Before they were flitting, very annoying, sharp to be sure, but just surrounding you. And you can move out of the way. They were going fairly slow, almost as if they were falling off said tree. This time, though, they feel malicious, Roxanne. After you land, you notice this instantly. And as they whirl around you, they all stop, and all 1,000 plus instantly jab down towards you. These are all made to face danger against this.
Sure how to fight her.
You have the right idea.
I did last idea. Don't think dragon can work. Can I cast a spell to put some sort of like thorny shell dome nut case over her to protect her, like a little earthy shield?
Very much so. Roxanne, roll face danger first, see what you get. Excellent. All right. Hold that thought, Radia, and definitely direct it somewhere else. As Roxanne, they explode all at once, firing towards you. For whatever reason, your alert private guard is indeed just that. And they lash out, blocking every single one. When they do this, your surrounded is now at 0. It is completely removed. For now, at least. You notice that
Oh, they have a stack counter, I see.
it seems they stop at 3 and then do potentially lots of damage, but you avoided it. Good job. So you're seemingly safe. Radia, if you're thinking about shelling someone or assisting or guarding or whatnot, you can tell currently that Moira has be grabbed. Xander, what are you thinking of doing while Radia is charging the spell up?
I'm gonna send a fire barrage at her.
All right, with the intent to do damage, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and roll me go toe-to-toe and use Surrounded. And you're doing it from where you are now?
Yeah.
Okay. You may use Grappled if you want. Moira does have her held. Alrighty, as flame erupts from your fingers, Xander. B is trying to wriggle and get Moira off her, and as she finally does, she flings her off to the side. Somewhat exasperated, as Moira is indeed very sticky when she decides to grapple people. As she turns to get ready to strike at one of you, she is buffeted by your flame, and I will add a +1 to her whomped. Not quite as hurt as your giant fist, but you can very much tell it did affect her. She's not immune to this or anything. And your surrounded will also go up by a 1. And it's not at 3, so far you are safe. But you can tell they are beginning to kick into high gear.
Are we making a comeback, Xander?
Hopefully.
Knocks on wood.
Beginning to get there. So your grapple definitely did help Moira. As you guys are wriggling about, she did flip you off her. So you're now...
That's okay. I'm well accustomed.
Indeed. Radaya, if you want to like shell people or help them or try to blow away some of the petals, you are more than welcome to do so as you have your spells ready to go. Whichever one of those you want to do, go for it. And of course, if you want to move, you're always more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'll well, the spell's ready. I'm just going inch a little closer. I don't know. Nobody seems to be in immediate danger because it was going to make a shell illusion.
You can always pre-shield people, or mathematically, you can try to blow away some of the petals because a -2 to every roll is really, really bad. Or you can buff people, anything to basically get rid of that.
Who's likely to need it most?
Depends on what the Xander and Roxanne and Moira are planning, realistically.
Well, right now, Roxanne doesn't have any.
No, she just got flung across the room, and she currently is no longer surrounded. Xander's is getting pretty bad, and realistically, so is yours. But Xander's currently far away, so his is just his will get worse. You moved in, so yours will not get worse.
I'll do that business for Xander.
Sure, go for it. Change the game.
I really only have one cast spell button.
Are you trying to remove the petals? Or are you trying to shield?
Cast a spell with a... I was trying to shield so when the petals go off, they may not whomp for so hard.
Okay. You can always add fire breath to that to make a fire shield.
Okie dokie. So, and I have to use my surrounded. And this was change game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did have the right drop down ready.
Excellent. All right, and with that, a flame shield is erected around you, Xander. You are not further surrounded by this Radaya, as you are relatively close to B. And there are 2 people near her currently. Her attentions are split. You keep grabbing her, Moira, which is very annoying. So she's turning her attentions to you. As she does that, her blade is ready. What are y'all doing?
You said B is getting her blade ready?
Uh-huh.
Can I try to strike her with my blade again?
Yes, you're moving in?
Yeah.
Can I give him a buff?
You very much can.
I don't know if it's oh no, actually maybe it'd be a debuff on her.
You can do that too, yeah. Which one are you going for?
I want to try that freaking psychic strike.
Psychic attack. All right, go for it. Change the
attack.
And then Roxanne, think about what you're doing. We got Moira rolling change the game, and then Xander going toe to toe after. Ooh, 3 juice. You can do a whole bunch. Okay, cool.
Woof.
So
I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
I said woof.
Oh, I mean, what's wrong with woofing?
I don't know. It was just I was not expecting it.
Fair enough. Alrighty, so you're basically trying to like psychic strike her effectively?
Yeah, I want to give her a migraine.
I'll give it unsettled. That will be permanent. It's not going to go anywhere. You also have an extra bit of juice, 1 more. If you want, you can give someone a buff, or you can remove 1 stack of surrounded from somebody.
Who is the most surrounded?
Xander.
I will remove 1 from him.
Excellent. All right, you're only surrounded 1 now, Xander. As you begin to move in, she is now unsettled. You can very much use that when you go to strike her with your blade. You'll have to use surrounded, but it's only surrounded 1.
All right, I'm going to strike down, enhancing my magical blade while I slash at her.
Do it! Excellent. All right, this will increase her womp to 4. As you move in with this Xander, you're able to counter whatever she has ready for you as you're charging in with your blade, right? Your sword?
Mm-hmm.
Magic begins to course up the runes of the weapon as you begin to charge for her. Moira, you focus on B for a moment, and she's kind of looking at both you and Radaya as the 2 of you are fairly close. Not entirely sure what you're doing, so she gets ready to draw her blade. As you look deep into her mind, striking her with unsettling imagery, she goes to grab at her head for a moment. You can tell she is off balance as she takes another step back, this time not to escape, but to balance herself and to, right her stance. And as she does, all these blades are flying out and shooting at you, Xander, attempting to stop you and slow your advance. Moira, you're able to whip around while B is slowed in this way, and with a quick gust of your wings, you don't remove all the ones around Xander, but you do remove about half of them, fortunately, which allows him to jump through them all, taking no damage. And with a quick slash, you remove pretty much all of the petals that Bee had surrounding her body, and your blade strikes out against you. Your blade strikes out against her, and she goes like, ah! She jumps back and instinctively swings, which you also somehow dodge. She is now whomped 4, very clearly on her last legs, as she's looking at you all, kind of nodding, going, all right, all right, all right. And you can very much tell as she begins to swing the blade, taking one step back at a time. The three of you keep lockstep with her, following, trying to figure out what she's doing, and her eyes are jumping between the three of you rapidly, as she's clearly prepping something. Roxanne, you got flung a second ago. What are you thinking? What you doing?
Can I warp myself behind her for a hug?
When you say hug, I assume you mean you're grabbing onto her?
Yeah.
You very much can, yes.
Would that be sneak around or something else?
What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to grapple her, or?
Yeah, I want to grapple.
Yeah, if you want to make a tag, let's change the game.
All right, let's see. Move in the shadows.
Oh, you just have move in the shadows.
Yeah, I don't think anything else would work for a grapple if I'm doing it myself.
All right, and as you are using this to move in,
Oh, I guess I could have done a surprise from behind too, huh?
you still get 2 juice regardless. All right, so with 1 juice, you're going to grab onto her. You also technically could have used unsettled, which would actually give you 3 juice. All right, we'll call it shadow grab, make it permanent, and you'll have 1 extra juice. So we create a story tag, we prolong the effect. You have 1 more thing you can do. You can buff someone if you want, or you can remove surrounded off of somebody. Your little shadow guard can start cutting some away off of Radiah, Moira, Xander. You have currently 0 on you because they just popped, but she's about to do something else.
Who's about to attack her?
Xander just attacked, so no one's prepping an attack currently. He just hit her. Radiah and Moira are both at -2, which is not great.
Yeah. I'll give it to Radiah.
Alrighty.
I see how it is.
I gave you one before.
I can barely remember that, but you're right.
Alrighty, and with this, as you move up quickly and you sneak up behind B, you grab her, she begins to struggle against you, and she can't really tell necessarily who it is, but as she sees the 3 of you are here, and a certain someone is missing, gee, I wonder who it is. As she's wriggling about, you hear her say, God, your group really likes to get up close and personal, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of how we work.
She laughs at that, and as she does, you can feel her flexing under your grip, Roxanne, and B is incredibly strong. She does not break your grip, but she begins to, and as she does, you can hear her shout out. And suddenly, all of the cherry blossoms everywhere begin to whip out and move even more rapidly than before, as she is very much harmed. Everyone, regardless of where you are, will get a +1 to your surrounded, so it's a good thing you reduced Radiah's by 1. Alrighty, nobody's at 3. I think Moira's on the edge of being 3, but not actually there, fortunately. And while B is wriggling in your grasp, Roxanne, you can tell it will not be for very long. As the 4 of you now have her surrounded, what are we doing?
Can
I've grappled. Take advantage.
What?
She says, I got her grappled.
Yeah, I've grappled. Take her advantage.
All right, can I kick her?
Most definitely, yeah.
Can I kick her?
And I kicked her, sir.
So for pluses, you can use both Shadow Grab and Unsettled. For you, though, go ahead and use Off Balance.
That's the negative, right?
That's the one negative. It's a one-time use, though. It's the one I hit you with a while ago.
It'll burn.
After she's done kicking her, I want to do a JoJo move.
Okay. That could be so many things. I cannot wait.
All right, is this go toe-to-toe?
You're attending for damage?
Yep.
Yarp.
And do I have a plus for the grapple?
You have a plus from both Shadow Grab and Unsettled.
Gonna be pretty stupid if all right. Can I get them good?
You very much can. We have a full success. You can choose 2. Are you going to strike and dodge the counter strike?
Correct.
All right.
Can I kick her?
As you do just that, you said you're going for a kick?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Roxanne, you have her held very tightly, and Moira is able to sneak in a number of kicks, leaving B unable to actually strike out, but you can feel her flipping the blade in her hand, clearly doing something. She doesn't need to slash it out traditionally, and you all feel a presence beginning to surround you. Xander, what is your JoJo move?
I'm going to summon this what do you call this? Energy-based brawler behind me, and I'm gonna go.
I assume you
punch
said
the shit out of her.
I assume you said ora ora ora.
Yeah.
All right, your mic completely gave up on you.
Sorry.
All right, that sounds like a big boy. So use big constructs need to be written down.
Am I allowed to use shadow grab?
You can use shadow grab and unsettled. She is going to peel one of those though.
Okay, and then I use surrounded or no?
You're in melee range for now. For this one now, because she is grabbed.
Okay.
That is a really good roll. I'm trying to make sure all that works, but I think even if we like minus one, I don't think it matters because you rolled an 11 on top of that. All right, see, all your negative rolls end up capping out at the end here. Perfect.
I summon the beast of the Azar.
All right, you summon. It takes a moment. It takes Roxanne grabbing onto B, and then it takes Moira dropping a couple kicks to her face. But as she does, you were able to jot down the schematics you need for this massive construct. And as it raises up from the floor, it matches your exact movements, Xander. Charging in, it strikes once, twice, 3 times, matching Moira's kicks. Roxanne, as you're kind of moving back, you replace yourself with your shadow army holding on to B. You can tell she was probably about to fling you off her in a second, but it doesn't matter as the combined blows from these two, she's like stretching your shadow army like they're taffy, trying to block the cherry blossoms are getting in the way, interrupting most of the blows. But eventually, both Moira and Xander land solid blows to the right and left of B's face. And for a second, you can kind of see her conk out as her eyes like roll back in her head. And she begins to fall backwards. Her petals catch her right at the bottom of the floor. And she's holding a hand out. And you notice that her blade is already sheathed. It like jumped back into said sheath. And she's smirking as she's looking up at you. The petals push her back up and she nods to both Moira and Xander, whose fist and feet are aflaming, and says, "Oh, good job there. That was definitely something."
Can I have some shadow dust bunnies nibble her ears?
Nibble her ears?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
creepy.
What
That's
is
creepy?
a little weird? What's your intent?
It's just
To
to
make them
surprise her.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right,
You know, it's like a little jest between friends.
Oh, what?
well, that is definitely a layer of uncomfortable. Correct.
Hey, yo.
Surrounded will fall off everyone as she begins to speak. This little bunny nips at her ear and she smacks at it and quickly looks to you, Roxanne, as if it's like, "What are you doing?"
Play dumb.
Odd. Not the response I was expecting, but good. Your teamwork came through in the end there. Congratulations. As she takes a few steps away from your group. She'll actually move towards her bike. And looking at you all, she says, "I believe you're all ready then. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that Albright's going to be a massive pain in the ass, yes?"
Yeah, you don't need to tell us that.
He's kind of been a pain in the ass this entire time, so...
Indeed. Whatever this thing is that's affecting him, it goes deeper than whatever his actual will is, or his goal. I don't think he precisely knows or even can see what he's doing. A few little birdies were able to enlighten me, we'll say. And it seems there is some disagreements between him and his current lackey.
Oh? You gonna give us a little bit more?
I wasn't
Yeah,
able to see.
which lackey?
You all know her, Isabel.
Oh, right.
Yes.
They've been fighting more recently. Usually he'll say something and she won't instantly agree. She'll think for a moment, but agree all the same. His suggestions and routes have gotten, we'll say, messy. He believes he's at the end, and things are going to go his way. I don't know what his trump card is, but let's be sure he doesn't play it. I can tell you precisely where he's located, though. You'll just need to be careful, of course, approaching him. Make sure you're at the top of your game.
Okay.
Fortunately, he's not too far from where we are now. Just past the industrial zone, in the southern district, there are a series of towers. I'm not sure what spell he casts on them precisely, but they seem to swap space. I won't bother explaining it or describing precisely how it works, but there are moments in which you can tell, if you're close to the tower, where they're not in this strange quantum in 3 places at once. They are indeed 3 separate towers. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or if he's some outside forces somehow moving them. But if you move towards the towers and just spend some time there focusing on one rather than charging up, you'll learn quickly whether or not it's the one that you intend to climb. He should be there. From the outside, it looks dilapidated, as if no one could inhabit the building, but do not be fooled. Inside is, strangely, at least from what I saw, fully furnished. He should reside at the top.
Okay.
Your intent. Are we talking him down? Are you going to remove him? What's our mode of operations here?
Well, I don't think we can talk him down. Unless you think there's something that we can use to talk him down.
I mean, we have my shadow. If we're going to talk him down, I think that's the only way we're going to do it.
Well, I think that we should at least try to talk him down, you know?
She nods and says, it wouldn't hurt to try. I feel as if Reginald is still there, but there's something that you won't be able to speak your way through. You might be able to separate the man from the monster, though.
Wait, as in you think that he's possessed?
I believe so, yes.
Well, then it's definitely possible.
I would like to hope so. It might run deeper than any of us know, but it seems the man is changing in real time. More than would be normal. At least that's what it looks like from the outside. Isabel seems quite perturbed with his current change in attitude.
Understandable.
From what I've gathered, you only have a few days to make your decision and strike. I will be joining you, of course.
I was just going to ask.
She smirks at that. No need. I was going to be there anyway, even if you said no.
Cool. I like to see those petals on our side for one.
I haven't fully mastered them, as you can see, but, well, let's just say I'm in a better place than I was a few weeks ago. I can see all of the tricks you're pulling now. Makes it a bit easier to react.
Yeah.
Other than that, if you have any questions for me, I'll gladly answer them, but...
I do. Are you hurt anywhere? I have ointments.
Oh. You know, that last hit was, and she kind of touches her cheek and looks at both Xander and Moira. That was definitely really something. I wouldn't mind. Yes, I appreciate it. And she walks over to Radiah with a smile.
I shrug.
Oh no, she smiles and says, I told you not to hold back.
You
Find
know,
it
you
great
did say
that me and Moira are the ones that ended it when we were rolling like doo-doo in the beginning.
I know.
Sometimes-
I share a look with Xander. I'm like, thank God.
The dice can be horribly mean sometimes. And with that, you're able to patch her up a bit, Radiah. You notice that she definitely 100% took a serious blow at the end there. It was a death by 1,000 cuts and then an anvil. But she's feeling better. Of your group, like I said, Surrounded is gone off of all of you. Both Moira and Xander are /2. You guys were actually able to avoid most of the damage, which is pretty good. But other than that, if you have any other questions for her, she'll answer them. If not, she'll peace out.
I mean, I got nothing. Unless there's anything else she thinks could... Any weaknesses, maybe? That aren't the boy?
None that I could determine. As we're aware, yes, his son is indeed gone, but I'm not exactly one for targeting family, let alone children, for an upper hand.
Oh, well...
I will whistle and play dumb.
Okay, targeting... Do we know that you've done this? Yeah, I would know.
Yeah,
I
you would
literally
know.
took you there. I don't think we're hurting the kid, though. I mean, the kid is... You haven't... It's like an echo of him,
If
right? It's
anything,
not really...
I'm giving the kid a chance to talk his dad into a better state of mind.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Why else would you speak to spirits if not to
Exactly.
help them? Targeting them, however, like, like when we went to that party or whatever with the girl.
That wasn't malicious targeting, though.
That's true. It wasn't. You're
No, I
right.
take it back. Okay.
You wait. No, you tried to scare him.
I did. I maliciously targeted a kid.
Well, you are a
What?
kid, so.
He deserved it.
Okay, well, let's not get into that. It's fine. We're not going to think about it too much.
To be fair, the one that Roxanne scared was a real piece of work, so.
He was a real piece of work, so it's not like, oh, it's fine.
Alrighty, and with that, seemingly you guys have things under control, she begins to move back to her bike and shouts out to your group, saying, just make sure you're healed up. I'll text you the meeting time and location in case you can't find it, Roxanne. If you have any other friends that you think can handle it, feel free to bring them as well, but I will warn you, be careful. The man seems far too confident. I'm hoping he only has one ace up his sleeve.
Probably not.
We'll see. Handling both him and Isabel will definitely be a challenge, but I'm not one to shy away from those. As she smirks, puts her helmet back on, hops on the bike, gives it all a wave, and tears down the alleyway.
Toodles, I guess.
Party is rather late. You guys are less hurt than I was expecting, which is good. You guys mostly had just bullshit surrounding you, not actual damage, so feeling okay. Both Roxanne and Radia, both doing all right. I added an errand tag to you, Roxanne, for when we decide to use the shadow.
Excellent.
And I give Moira and Xander some ointments too.
Thank you.
Wait, aren't I also slashed?
Nope, you're, are you?
No.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
You're good, buddy.
You avoided the big hit.
You keep it to yourself.
I will.
No.
You almost got bonked, but you avoided it. Congratulations.
You avoided it, and we're left with the pain.
Radia, if you'd like to assist one of them, go ahead and roll me change the game with your healing ointments. And while she's doing that, what are we doing next? What's our next goal? Let you know it'd be in a few days, so.
DM, tell us, is there anything we're missing?
From what I know of your intent, no, you're effectively fine unless you wish to speak to any NPCs or ask for any help or clarify anything. For the most part, you seem to be good. And with that roll, Radia, you completely heal Xander, and Moira only has /1, and realistically, we are indeed waiting a few days, so that will clear up on its own. So they're both perfectly fine. Radia ointment's OP.
Yay! I'm good for something. I'm handy.
Okay, well, don't be
fact.
like that.
No, I mean, I'm good
Not
for
like
after
that.
healings.
I did say at the beginning here, we're not in on that self-deprecation stuff. And Radia, you're incredibly valuable as a member of our team.
As a coffee shop provider.
Dragon looks very
Yeah.
happy and proud.
As
I give
That
dragon
dragon
scritches at his neck.
Oh, Dragon's very happy.
good.
But yes, other than that, essentially, y'all just need to prepare. And like I said, if there's anything you can think of that you'd like to prep prior, you're more than welcome to do so. Other than that, we are effectively in the final stage of this campaign. I went ahead and marked on the map. I'll show you where that all is. Where location 5 is. We know for a fact that Reginald should be there, so I'll go ahead and move his token there. The big boy. So, next week, one of two things will happen, depending on the route we decide to go and the decisions that we make. Either next session, probably not, will be the final session, or the session after that will be the final session. So, more likely than not, we are 2 sessions away from completing this case. Meaning,
Whoa.
I know, right? Meaning, for Roxanne, Radia, Moira, and Xander, I almost did that in alphabetical order. Oh well. What I always like to do with these campaigns, so you haven't seen this yet, Radia, but what I like to do is when we get to the end, I ask you guys 1 or so sessions prior. You don't need to prepare a story for me or anything crazy, but I like to ask, where do you see Radia in, a year or what have you? Basically, after this case is done, what does Radia do with her time? So you have like a week or 2 to think about that, and that'll be after we finish all this. So, the end of your story, if you want to talk to any NPCs in particular, you can jot that down too. So like, hey, I swing by, I talk with Gail, or I talk to George, or, Michael, technically, Miller Square is still, it's still here. Marvin, all these people we've run into. You can speak with any of them. You can effectively do whatever you want. So go ahead and start to get that prepped. If you're not sure, you can ask me. I'll gladly help. Work is no longer drowning me anymore. It's just kind of waterboarding me, I guess. So slightly better? Maybe, I don't know. But we are on the road to the end. So next week, we'll chit-chat with Reginald. We'll see how shit goes down. If we go fast, it'll be the end. If not, the week after will be the end. But for now, we'll go ahead and pause the campaign here, as this is a perfect pausing point for you all to prepare for a few days for the assault on the final tower.
Ooh.